Well, welcome to another Dave's Master Baking session. And what do you want? Bloody dog, bloody snorting at me. What? You're not missing nothing. Mummy thinks I'm cooking. She thinks there's chicken going. No, anyway, well, it's a bit of a... All I'm doing today, I'm hoping it's going to be a quick one, but you know how things go. I'm doing a buttery, garlicky, mushroomy, ricey thing. Yeah, that's what it is. Now that's to go with a creamy mushroom chicken thing I made last week. Now, normally when I'm making things for a weekend, we've got family round, it's quite easily to make them for 4, 6. When you're doing it for 2, the quantities don't, do they? Sometimes they don't sort of, they don't work out right, do they? Most recipes are for 4, aren't they? So we'd froze what was left over of the creamy mushroom chicken thingamabob. And that's defrosting there. So I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to make this rice stuff. So I'm getting everything prepared here. And Norma's down in the cellar. Now, you probably didn't know this, but we have a cellar. And I've got my assistant down there, Norma. Could you pass me a couple of beers up, please, dear? For later. It's a bit early yet. It's football day. Today's a Saturday. You might not see this on a Saturday, but today's a Saturday. And there's football on all afternoon. So that's me sorted. So I'm going to have to do all this in between the football, basically. I'm going to get everything ready now. Time now is... Oh, it's bigger o'clock. 6 minutes past 11, but she's not here. I've got a cup of tea anyway. So 6 minutes past 11. First match kicks off at 12:30. So I'll get a few things prepped now. And I won't bore you with going through all that. I'll tell you what I've done later. But anyway, Norma, pass us those beers up, please, for later. Yeah, thank you. Another one, please. For now. Please. Thank you, dear. Right, okay, carry on. Right, so anyway, as I was getting things ready here. Can't hear her. So she's doing a bit of stock taking down there. She gives me an hand now and again. You'll meet her later. She'll show her face later. I've got this recipe I'm doing today. It's not following one particular recipe because it doesn't make sense. I'm adding things to it. I tend to do that quite a lot. But the recipe that I'm looking at on the main is in cups. I don't understand. Do they mean egg cups? Teacups? Or, come on, Norma, D-cups. Yeah, she's a lovely girl. She's very helpful. She doesn't talk much. Right, go on. You better get back down in the cellar before Christine comes. Before she comes home. Yes, keep at it. Go on. Thank you, dear. Yes, so Norma might show her face later. Might even have her friends on. Now that's another thing. I ain't even got going yet. I'm just pretty waffling on. I was watching that. What's he call that bloody Australian fella? John Turode. Lisa's quite fit, isn't she? It's a yes from me, that, but I don't know, I think he's jealous. There was something he said last week about boys, and I think she's, I don't know if she's got a boyfriend or not, but I'm up for it if she is. But I think she should be... Come in, Lisa. I think this is how she should be dressed, in the kitchen. Something like this. Anyway, yes, all right, okay, thanks. But have you seen him though? I don't know, he must have some Australian, he must be very big down under. Or he's got a lot of money. He's punching above his weight, isn't he? Have you seen him? He looks like an hamster, carrying all the ingredients in his cheeks. Right, Lisa, we're just going to do this now. That was my best Australian accent. Yeah, so he definitely must have a load of money. Or like I say, a very big down under. Right, I'm going to crack on. I'll come back to you when everything's prepped and half time maybe in the football, or after the first match, or 12:30 kick-off, 1:15, 1:30, 2:15. That'll give me 45 minutes before the next one. So yeah, I can actually start to do the cooking a little bit then, possibly. Okay, catch you later. I'm going to have to cut those out because I've waffled on again. Oh God. Now then, Mr. Wilkes. I'm getting stressed out now because I am multitasking here. Oh, right, first let's try and do for one thing at a time. Right, tomorrow I'm using the teppanyaki that Christine says apparently it's called a teppan. What does she know? When I were looking at them, they were called teppanyaki. So anyway, I was going to use half the mushrooms, half of an onion for the rice for later for this recipe that I'm doing now. Now I'm going to move over here because I've decided to use the full onion, all the mushrooms because it had today's date on basically, they weren't really good dates. And tomorrow half of those will be used with the shawarma. Anyway, in the pan now I've got some oil and some garlic butter. Now you don't have to use garlic butter, we like garlic, I've got even more garlic going in. So at the moment I'm just prepping the mushrooms because football. Now I've given up on the second half of Newcastle and Chelsea. Weren't doing it for me. So besides, when I'm doing things like this it takes a lot longer than it should. So anyway, the mushrooms, get it on a reasonable high heat. And I'm going to cook these not all together because there's quite a lot of them. I will when it starts, when it's warm enough. So, anyway, met Norma earlier on. She's been a great assistant to me, she has. Norma Snockers, she's called. She's still down in the cell, I think she's fell asleep. I'll go down in a bit and see how she is. Alright, so what I'm doing now is I'm not going to talk you through all this because this will probably take the best part of 3/4 of an hour, even though it's only supposed to take 10 minutes. I'm going to do them in stages, the mushrooms, because I think if you put loads of mushrooms in a pan together, they don't, we want these like, Christine likes them like very well cooked, and I don't mind mushrooms well cooked, but if you put a load in at once then sometimes they can go a bit tits up, can't it? Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And then I'll come back to you once I've done that. And then later on, well actually, yeah, I'll come back to you in stages. If I don't have too many of these. Oh, right, first of all though. Now then, this is the most important bit. I'm going totally off piste with that recipe. In here, I've got a tablespoon of coriander seeds, a tablespoon of cumin seeds, a tablespoon of, I think it was ground cinnamon, because the cinnamon sticks, you know them sticks you can get? I think they've had them about 5 years, they don't really, I think they've lost the flavour. So I've put some ground cinnamon in there and a couple of cloves. Now this is nicked out of the Hairy Bikers beef biryani recipe, but I thought I'd just add a little bit of a kick to it. Now, so let me just give that a bit of a stir there. And then, now this is the most important bit. So I'm going to whiz them in the NutriBullet, whereas before it says to do them in the thingy, mortal and thingy pipette. Thingy. Oh, by the way, I've had a couple of disasters. See them light thingy-mabobs? Can you see them from there? I don't know whether you can. Put my coat on the other day and brought one. Yesterday, I opened that larder cupboard over there and the bottle of vinegar fell out. Blamed it on her for not putting it in properly. Oh, the floor is nice and clean. And the smell's gone now, but anyway, so yeah, so I'm going to whiz this, but let's get them going a bit. So you've got to keep your eye on them because they're on high heat, you see. Right, so like I said, this is the most important part of the whole recipe. If you get this wrong, if you're not paying, I know it's hard work paying attention to me when I'm talking and waffling on, but if you don't listen to this one, it'll be ruined. So once the mushrooms are started to go, and then once you've done that, everything will be perfect. So, yeah. Right. Get rid of that now. Won't be needing that again. Take that away in a bit. Right, yes, yeah, I was going to tell you, man, I felt a bit sorry for her before. I heard her on the phone. Yeah, I heard her on the phone before to, I think it was Boots. Apparently they do deliver now. Yeah. I think I've got that Alzheimer's thing. So anyway, there were 3 old women. No, she was on the phone. I heard her on the phone. I shouldn't really tell you this, but she don't watch my videos anyway, so she won't even know. She's not listening now. What's she doing? Oh, she's got 5 HD on. It'll be a bloody Christmas movie. I've allowed her to watch telly in my absence. Yeah, so she phoned Boots up asking for a delivery of tenner ladies. And the woman says, "Where are you ringing from?" She said, "From the waist down." Yeah, so it's a bit embarrassing, isn't it, for her? Right, I don't know what I'm doing here. Lost the plot. Yeah, so I'll turn you off now while I do these, because if I don't concentrate on this, it will be an absolute nightmare. Oh, I didn't do my thing, did I? Before I meant to do a clapperboard. I'll have to do it now. So I can... Oh my God, I've gone deaf. Oh, as well as blind. I'm going to have to go... What's that? Big box coming on the screen around my face. I'm going to have to go to Specsavers again, I think. I put myself in eye with some bloody herbs that she bought, didn't I? Now I'm partially sighted. Yeah, so right, so what have I done so far? What am I up to? I did all the mushrooms, and then I put the onion in, and some cooked... Never fail. Ever. Oh, she goes bloody mad when I put her on film and then she does that. Right, so I fried off the onion and then, start frying it off, put the garlic in, minute or so with the garlic, and then when went the spices. Oh, if you had smelly vision, well, it wouldn't matter because I didn't switch the camera on, did I? Oh, it smells fit, that. Can't smell it as much now, but when you first put them spices in and give them a whiz round, fry them off for a minute. So in this pan now, I've got my mushrooms, my onions, my garlic, my spices, and then I'll whap a load of rice in later. Well, we'll come back to that, won't we? Because I'm going to watch the match now, aren't we? About 15 minutes. Watching Latics on iFollow. I don't know why. Why do I do that to myself? Apparently, I owe my nephew Matthew an apology. He wasn't happy. His girlfriend's dumped him now. No, that's not true. I made that bit up. I have no idea. He's not spoke to me. I thought it was him before because he's a plumber and there were a tap on the window. But anyway, it weren't him. So the next step of the operation, probably cider fever as well. I'll have to have something else. Oh, she's got me these bottles of stuff and that, but the 6.5%. Well, this is only 4. It's like bloody pop all day. This. But I've been having these daydreams. I sort of drift away. Start thinking of Oh, where's my golden rivet? Where's it gone? What do they do on that Strictly Come thingy-mabob, that Strictly thingy? Strictly Got Talent. Get me out of here thing. So, that thing with the buzzers. What's it? A golden rivet? No, it's not, is it? Is it a golden buzzer? No, well, I've been doing that recently to a few of my dreams. Can't touch you for it, you know. Nobody else goes on, because nobody else knows what goes on inside there. Thankfully. Right, anyway, so I'm going watching football. Catch you later, alligator on the what's it side. Right, so the plan now, basically, and we're having naan bread as well. Is it alright to dip bread in curry? Asking for me naan. It's been a long day, this. Let this be a lesson to you. Keep your masturbating short. Right, so here I've got some, I need just some skizzers on them, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to pour this now into the rice and mushrooms and onion, which shouldn't have as much mushrooms and onion in as they have at the minute. So tomorrow, if there's any of this left, because this is like a meal in its bloody self, this, by the time you finish with it, if there's any of this left, then I think it'll probably just be me having it. But it's alright with rice, you can, as long as you, once you've done, as long as you cool it down and refrigerate it, and then make sure you've heated it up proper, otherwise you might have a bit of a problemo. So what we're doing here now, we're just, because this one now wants to simmer on really low heat with the lid on for about 18 minutes. I better set a timer on it, what, for about 15. Yeah, set a timer of 15 minutes, and then Everything's clicking. Yep, so I'm going to whap some of this coriander and chives, chopped chives in it at the end with a little bit more of garlic butter. You can't get enough garlic butter, can you? So see, the thing is, when I say 18 minutes, what you've got to do after the 18 minutes, when all that liquid, well, it's not too bad now, the temperature has dropped, and it's really, 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 really slow now. So you don't want to start messing about too much with it. You can leave it for 18 minutes and then take it off the heat and leave it for another 10. So it's like, hopefully after the 18 minutes all the liquid's disappeared. If it's disappeared within, same thing as maybe I should have put more liquid in because I've got all the mushrooms and shit in there. And that, I'll just turn that down to really low now. I'm going to give that a quick stir now. Now in this little thing, I've gone off piste again with this one. I might do this one day for you. The chicken, but I had smoky bacon to it. Oh, it's fit that is fit that's really nice. Alright, let me try. I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm thinking possibly a little bit more water, you know, because of the mushrooms and stuff, and only a little bit. I'm not going to go too mad. Right, yeah. So anyway, Weight Watchers. Did I already tell you this? I was trying to lose. I've been thinking of losing weight. Well, like I say, with this master baking. Anyway, so I went on the Weight Watchers website and I thought, a bit out of order really. They ask you to accept cookies. I'm not too sure if that's going to work really. Dave don't know his ass from his elbow. I haven't a clue what's going on. Take one. Yeah, clapperboard. Right. Oh, I don't know where I left you last time. I haven't a clue. I'll tell you what. I'm having a bad day. I've had to doctor this because I put all sorts of stuff. Oh, I must. Oh, sort that out for me, love, please, will you? And while you're down there. Please. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Right, yeah, so I'm online now. Christine doesn't know this yet. Oh. She will go ape shit when she sees me drinking this. After all I've had to drink today. It's been very stressful. Ooh. Right, we're having some naan bread, so I'm mopping that in now. About 3 minutes on that. Right, put some garlic butter on it. I don't know why I was getting like bloody garlic or something. Right, so where am I up to? Chicken things. I already had a complaint that there's not as much sauce on it as there was last week. Well, you shouldn't have had so much bloody sauce last week, should you? Ooh, anyway, cheers. That's one of the. That's a Merlot. That's the from one of the. It's not as good as what I used to make. It's not too bad that, actually. It's one of those meal deal things I was telling you about the other day. £7 for the bottle of wine, but you can get a meal deal for 2 people with a main, a side, and a dessert, and that for £10. So anyway, right. So the rice now has been. I've turned that off, and it's been just like steaming. I've had to add a little bit more water to it because there's that much onions in there and mushrooms. Now that is a main meal on its own. That you could have that on its own. Well, because I cocked up. Oh well, no, I didn't. What am I talking about? Cocked up? No, because I decided to do something different and make it a thing for tomorrow. There's a lot of it. In fact, there's more onions and mushrooms in there than there is rice. Now, I will be showing you, hopefully. I'll give you a flash in a bit. I'll tell you what, it smells bloody amazing, that. I hope it tastes okay. I'll just have a quick... done it again on that. Not supposed to do this really, because you're supposed to keep the lid on it, aren't you? That was a bit of mushroom. You don't really want your rice to be hard, do you? Oh. Them spices. This is miles better than just boring old basmati rice or long grain rice, whatever. And that's another thing. I think 120 grams of rice, right, went in there. Shouldn't have gone in there, obviously, because... Right, but I had some basmati rice, so I used a bit of that and then put a long grain in it. So it's got rice anyway. I'll turn it up a bit now to get... Now the thing is, I'm going to have to turn you off. Oh, this is what I need to do. Now what I've got here is chopped coriander and some chopped chives. And you can put whatever you want in there. Give it a good mix up. Get rid of that. Give it a good mix up. Oh, I'll tell you what, you could actually have that as a meal. Forget the chicken crap. Well, no, that gorgeous chicken creamy mushroom thing that I made last week. Oh, you definitely could have that as a meal. Right, so I'll leave that on just for now. I'm going to have to turn you off now for a minute until the server comes up. Not servant, server. My glamorous assistant. She don't like being on camera. Especially that. Right, them tenor ladies showing at the back. I definitely will have to cut that bit out, won't I? Right, so catch you later. Well, in about 2 minutes. Or in about a second. So, a bit of naan bread with it. Anyway, here's the finished product. Like I say, I think the rice is a meal in itself now.